Good afternoon, children. Okay, yesterday you wrote your exam. Who was your exam? Rijas, Aditya, tell me. You are able to attempt all the questions within the time. Whether you are able to attempt all the questions. Yes, Naureen. Naureen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What about Rijas? Attempted all the questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Emmanuel, Aditya?
No, ma'am.
No. How many questions you attempted?
Ma'am, last three questions and I couldn't do.
Couldn't do. That means we have to develop the speed. Okay, by practicing only we'll be able to develop the speed. And one thing, when you do for MCQs, we don't want to write more elaborately. That practice also we should develop. Okay, if it is a theory question, if it is a 3-mark question, 5-mark questions and all means, we have to write the steps. Step marks are there. But here, no step marks are there. Then what you have to do, when you prepare for a test paper, for an MCQ, you have to write the minimum number of steps. You have to try to practice it by solving the minimum number of steps. That is the skill you have to develop. Okay, so first, okay, 10 questions within 10 minutes. You can take some 10 questions. You take 10 MCQs and try to solve it within 10 minutes. One question, 1 minute. Like that, you have to practice it, develop that one. Okay. So after the exam every day, okay, once your exams get over, I think Friday it will be over. So Saturday onwards, what you can do? You do some practicing like this. You take any 10 MCQs from any of the chapters. You can take the first term portions. First term portions I have told you. Which are the first term portions? First volume full, along with the second volume, one more chapter is there. Probability. Sorry, not probability, linear programming. So you can start revising like that. You can take one question, one exercise and 10 questions within 10 minutes. Like that you practice it. Okay, so now we are going to discuss the questions. Okay, take your question paper. You can check the answers and all. Look at the first one. Find the inverse of the matrix. The inverse of the matrix is, what is the formula to find the inverse of the matrix? Can you see the screen, children, the question paper? Okay, so now look at here, it is 1 by determinant A into adjoint of A. So no need to write it elaborately, you find out, okay, so what will be A inverse? If you take the determinant, 1 by 7 minus 6 into, how to find the adjoint of a 2 by 2 matrix? One easy way I gave. What is the easy way? You just interchange the diagonal elements. 7, 1. Change the sign of the non-diagonal elements. So you will get the second one as the answer. Second one is the answer. What about the second question? Second one, you can expand it and you can find. And if you know the property, you can do that way also. You can use the property and you can do it. Suppose I am doing the, okay, although properties are deleted, properties are useful in while solving such questions. Suppose R1 gets R1 minus, or C1 gets C1 minus C3. So you'll get 41 minus 5 means it will become 36. 70. Like this you can check with the property. Is there any properties there means you can use the property and you can, if you make 2 rows or 2 columns identical, value will be 0. Okay. So here what we can do, suppose C1 gets C1 minus C2. So it will become 41, 5, 72, 7, 9, 24, 5, 3. So now from this first column what you can do, can you take 8 as common? So you'll get 5, 9, 3, 1, 7, 5, 5, 9, 3. So what is the value? 0. Okay. Although it is finding the value, we said properties are not there. But whenever we get questions in this form, you can do it by using property if you know the property because you have learned that one. What about the next case? For what value of x it is singular? What do you have to do when you say matrix is singular? Matrix is singular means determinant A will be equal to 0, isn't it? So determinant of 1 minus 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, x 2, 3, determinant is 0. So when you expand it, 1 into 6 minus 2, minus 2 into 3 minus x, plus 3 into 2 minus 2x is 0. So 1 into 6 minus 2, minus of minus, here already one minus is there. So plus 2 into 3 minus x, plus 3 into 2 minus 2x is 0, that is 4, plus 6 minus 2x, plus 6 minus 2x is 0, isn't it? 1, 2 minus 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, sorry children, here it is minus 3. So we'll get here 1 into minus 6 minus 2, plus 2 into minus 3, so we'll get minus 8. Here it is minus 3, I wrote there at plus 3. So when you expand it, 1 into minus 6 minus 2, plus 2 into minus 3 minus x, plus 3 into 2 plus 2x is 0. So it is minus 8 minus 6 minus 2x plus 6 plus 6 is 0. 2 minus 2x is 0. So here plus 6 minus 6 will get cancelled. Minus 8 is 8x. For x is minus 1. Determinant value is 0. Singular means determinant value is 0. Second one it is. Then what about the fourth one? Fourth one and all, whether we have to write the steps. Do we have to write the steps? We know the property means we can apply it, isn't it? A is given as a 3 by 3 matrix. Determinant A is 5. Then what is adj? If it is a 3 by 3 matrix, it is same as determinant A square. What is determinant A square? It is 25. Similarly, A cube is I. Then what is A inverse? A cube is I. So when you divide by A on both sides, we get A square is equal to A inverse. Is there no? Here and all, no need of that much lengthy steps. Look at the next case. It is given, it is continuous at x is equal to 2. If it is continuous at x is equal to 2, what you can write? Left limit is equal to, right limit is equal to value of the function. So left limit means limit extending to 2 minus. For less than 2, what is the function? 2x minus 1 is equal to, when x is 2, a, which is equal to right limit. What about right limit greater than 2? The function is x plus 1. So when you substitute it here, 4 minus 1 is a, therefore a is 3. Is there no? The next one, f of x is given. From there, what is f dash of x? It is 2x plus 2. So we have to practice the skill of writing. Okay? It is 8. The next one, what is the derivative of e raised to root x? Yes? What is derivative of e raised to x? Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. So when you differentiate e raised to root x into 1 by 2 root x. So the answer is, okay? Is it okay? Yes, children, please, because I was very much upset, children. Because no, okay? Now look at the next one. So now look at the next, ninth one. Ninth one also, is it needed to solve it? Whether we have to solve it or we can use the property. What is the property we have learnt? If A is an n by n matrix and if determinant A is k, what is determinant of 2A? What you have learnt? It is 2 raised to n into determinant A. Is that no? Similarly here, it is given as a 2 by 2 matrix. From the matrix we can understand. So what will be determinant of 2A? Here no need to expand it. Instead of that, what you can write? It is same as 2 squared into determinant A. So answer is 4 into determinant A. No need to evaluate the determinant and all. Okay, the next one, modulus of x minus x is it continuous? Modulus function is continuous at all points, isn't it? We can draw the graph. It is a V-shaped curve. So it is continuous in R. It is continuous in R. What about the next one? This one, if the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, what is the value of k? So here the function is again splitted. It is given as continuous. If it is continuous, left hand limit will be same as right hand limit, which is same as limit extending to 0 minus less than 0. What is the function? K into x square minus 2x is equal to right hand limit, limit extending to 0 of 4x plus 1. When you put x is 0, you will get 0 is equal to 1. Is it true? It's false. That means no value of k will exist. All these questions were in the PDF I have sent. Is it in that PDF? If you have practiced it, you will be able to answer it. All such similar questions were there. Now look at the next one. F of x is modulus of x minus a. It not differentiable at x is equal to a. Here and all, no need of calculations. That is why I insist, repeatedly say this. Don't write the steps and all. If you know the answer, do it. What about the next one? Cos of root x. What is the derivative of cos of root x? Derivative of cos x is minus sin x into what is derivative of root x? 1 by 2 root x. So answer will be the second one. Then derivative of log x. What is the derivative of log x? 1 by x. So 1 by log x into 1 by x. So that is 1 by x log x. So this is the answer, 1 by x log x. Then 15th one is the direct formula. What is the derivative of x raised to x? Derivative of x raised to x is? What is the formula? Rijas. X raised to x is?
X raised to x into 1 plus log x.
Yes, it is x raised to x into 1 plus log x. Similarly, the next one is parametric form. What is dx by dt? A into cos t if you differentiate minus sin t. What is dy by dt? Minus b into sin t. What is dy by dx? dy by dt by dx by dt minus b sin t by minus a cos t. Minus will get cancelled, sin t will get cancelled. So answer is b by a. This one is a somewhat a lengthy one. That one I will accept. But at the same time, it is an important question. I have given this as an important in your textbook. I have told you to mark all these questions because these are all some standard questions. This type of questions are all some standard questions. It may be asked. Okay, here also what you can do, x raised to y is y raised to x. You take log. When you take log, we can write y log x is equal to x log y. Now differentiate, product rule. Y into log x if you differentiate 1 by x plus log x into y if you differentiate dy by dx is equal to, again here product rule, x into 1 by y dy by dx plus log y. Now take dy by dx terms to one side. dy by dx log x minus x by y dy by dx is equal to log y minus y by x. Okay, from here we can take one dy by dx outside. If you take dy by dx outside, it is log x minus x by y equal to, here again we can take the LCM. If you take the common LCM as x log y minus y. Here also we can take the LCM, dy by dx, y log x minus x by y is the same term. Therefore, what is dy by dx? Y into x log y minus y by x into y log x minus x. So, which is the answer? X log y minus y by, I think it is the second one. Then 18th question, evaluation of the determinant. When you multiply this, you will get sine 10 cos 80, minus of minus it will become plus cos 10 sine 80. How to do this? Which is the formula? Which formula you have to use? Sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Sine of A plus B, sine 90. What is the value of sine 90? 1. Sine 90 is 1. Okay? Up to this, is it okay, children? Okay? After the exam, don't close the question. Okay, don't keep the books, everything inside. Once your exam is over, redo this question again. Okay? Now look at the next one. What about the next question here? 19th one. Derivative of x cos x. What is the derivative of x cos x? Here we have to use product rule, second order derivative. So x into derivative of cos x is minus sin x, plus cos x into derivative of x is 1. So this is the first order derivative. Now what about the second order derivative? For the first term, again we have to use product rule. Minus x into derivative of sin x is cos x, plus sin x, if we keep it as such, derivative of minus x will become minus 1, plus if you differentiate cos x, you will get minus sin x. So answer is minus x cos x minus 2 sin x. So the fourth one is the answer. Then 20th one. What about the 20th one? Y is given. Again you have to find y double dash. How will you find y double dash? What is y dash? 500 into derivative of e raised to 7x is 7 e raised to 7x. Derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. E raised to 7x, if you differentiate, we should put the derivative in the front. Plus 600 into minus 7 into e raised to minus 7x. Now once again you differentiate. Y double dash is equal to 500 into 7 into 7, 49 e raised to 7x. Plus 600 into, here you will get minus 7 into minus 7. So which is 49 into e raised to minus 7x. Now from these two things you can take 49 outside. So we get 500 e raised to 7x plus 600 e raised to minus 7x. So the answer will be 49y. Is it okay? Now look at the next one, 21st one. Find the slope. What is meant by slope? Find dy by dx. Okay, listen, when you do this, okay, 2x plus 3 dy by dx plus 2y dy by dx equal to 0. Then don't regroup because it is a 1 mark question, isn't it? You straight away substitute the values. X is 1, y is 1. So when you put 2 plus 3 dy by dx plus 2 dy by dx is 0. So we can write 5 dy by dx is equal to minus 2. So what is the answer? Minus 2 by 5. It is minus 2 by 5. What about the next question? 22nd one. Find the intervals in which f of x is equal to minus x square minus 2x plus 15 is increasing. For that, what do you have to do? We will be finding the first order derivative, isn't it? So what is f dash of x? Minus 2x minus 2. Now equate first order derivative to 0. So minus 2x minus 2 is 0. So we get x is equal to minus 1. So we get the interval from minus infinity to minus 1, then to infinity. So you select one value in this interval and the other one. Which one? In which interval you will get it is increasing? Is it in the first case or second case? Is it minus infinity to minus 1 or minus 1 to infinity? Yes, what is the answer? Gauri, which one? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the option?
3.
3. Next, 23rd one. The slope of the curve is -1. Slope means what? dy by dx is given as -1. Then the value of a comma b is. So we want to find what is dy by dx, isn't it? So when you differentiate 2 into y square, if you differentiate 2y dy by dx. So it is 4y dy by dx is equal to 2ax. Now it is given slope is, okay, so dy by dx will be equivalent to 2ax by 4y. Slope is given as -1. So we can write -1 is equal to 2ax by 4y. Okay, again it is given x is 1, y is 1. Value of x and y is given. So when x is 1 and y is 1, what you will get? 2a into 1 by 4 into -1. So we get 4 is equal to 2a, therefore a is 2. With a is 2, only one option is there. If you no need to find it further. Or we can do the second step. When a is 2, substitute in the first equation. Once again substitute here. And you can find out what is b. Michael, is it correct, Michael? What's, Now look at the next one, 24th one. The least value of a, that is again a textual question. While doing that itself, I have told you that is an important 1 mark question. How many of you have marked it in the textbook? I don't know. Is that no? That question when we are doing in the class, I have told you, that is an important repeated question. What is given there? It is given as an increasing function. F of x is an increasing function. So if it is an increasing function, we know that f dash of x will be greater than or equal to 0. So we can write 2x plus a is greater than or 0. Okay, so 2x plus a is greater than or equal to 0. So what is the minimum value of a? What is the answer? Diya, what is the value got here?
-2.
Minus 2. Yes, it is -2. Okay, you can do like this. X value lies between 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2. Here we want it in the form 2x plus a, isn't it? So what about 2x? Then 2x plus a, accordingly you can find out. Or you can select the value and you can substitute it and you can find. Now look at the 25th one. 25th one. F of x is minus modulus of x plus 5. What is the minimum value? Is it minimum? No, maximum. So what is the maximum value? What is the maximum value for this function? So what is the maximum value for this modulus of x? No need to bother about the constant, isn't it? What is the maximum value for minus of modulus of x minus 1? Greatest value we will get will be 0, isn't it? So 0 plus 5, answer will be 5. Look at the next one. Maximum and minimum values of sin x in the interval pi to 2 pi. Pi to 2 pi means 180 to 360. 180 to 360 means which quadrants? Which are the quadrants? Third and fourth quadrant, isn't it? So what are the values you will get? What is the maximum value and what is the minimum value? We will not be getting 1, isn't it? We will not get 1. Sin 270 is 0. If you take all the 4 quadrants, 180, 360. Sure? So sin is positive only in these 2 quadrants. So in these 2 quadrants, what is the maximum value you will get? Here sin 270 is 0. And here and all we will get negative. So maximum value is 0 and minimum value will be minus 1. So answer is 0 comma minus 1. The next one, the two numbers whose sum is 24 and the product is maximum. What is the answer? This one also, instead of doing the calculations, you can do this. You can check the pair. In which pair you will get sum is 24. I think in all the cases you get sum is 24. And in which case you will get product maximum. The same question we have done is using maxima. First order and second order. What is the answer? Yes, is it 12, 12. The next one, of all the rectangles inscribed in a circle, the dash has the maximum area. Which one is having the maximum area? It is the square. It is a standard result. And for cone, okay, that day we learned for cone, if a cone is inscribed in a sphere, volume of the cone will be, what is the result we have learned? Volume of a cone is 8 by 27 times volume of the sphere. That and are all standard results. That results and all you should, if you learn it with understanding, no need of writing the steps. Then f of x is equal to log x. What is the function derivative of f of x? Is log x. It is 1 by x. This one will be positive if x is greater than 0. So it is increasing in the interval 0 to infinity. Next one, what about the cofactor? How to find the cofactor? How to find the cofactor of the elements 8, 2, 3, second row, third column. So it is minus, isn't it? Minus determinant of 3 minus 1, 4 minus 2. So it is minus of minus 6 plus 4. So answer will be 2. Is it okay? Is it clear? Okay. Now you check it. What is your mark? Yeah. Okay. How many of you got a full correct? Just raise your hand. Full correct? No? No one is here. Is it okay? So for the exam, children, okay, for the exam, try to practice it with the minimum steps. That is possible only if we are doing it regularly. Regular practicing is needed. Okay, if we learn previous day of exam, we will not be able to write it for the exam. We will not be able to recollect everything. Likewise, if you do one exercise last week, don't think last week only I did, this week no need to learn it again. Okay, don't think like that. Instead of that, what do you do? Do it again. By repeatedly doing that exercise again and again, you will become thorough with that exercise. So you will need little time for solving that. No need of, okay, a lot of time you will not spend. Okay, you can utilize that time for solving another question if you are thorough. Okay, so don't think last week I learned this chapter, this week I will not be learning that one. It's not. Okay, read it, read the text first, read all the formula, make it thorough, learn all the definitions, then solve the questions. Okay? Yes. Shall we start with our topic? What is the topic we are discussing? Maxima, minima. Each and every question in maxima, minima like this will be asked in 1 mark question. MCQ may be asked, or case study questions will be asked. Okay? So now let us do some questions from maxima, minima. By tomorrow we will be completing this one, and we have to start, tomorrow we have to start with tangents. Okay, now take the textbook. All of you take your textbook. Look at the question. So, take your textbook. We are going to do the exercise questions. Exercise questions. So, an exercise. So page number, take the question number 20. Question number 20. Question number 20, whether we discussed it in the class, Punya? I think not that question, an identical question we have discussed. Height is equal to radius, similar question we have discussed. Here it is height is equal to diameter of the base. Okay, now let us start with the 21st question. 21st question, 21. Krishna Chandran, read the question. Yes.
Ma'am, 26th question was not completed that day.
26th question was not completed. 26th question we started. Okay, okay. Then we can do with the 26th one. Yes, Krishna Chandran, read the question, 26th one.
Show that semi-vertical angle of right circular cone of a given surface area and maximum volume is sine inverse of 100.
Okay, so given surface area of a cone is given, it is not changing. Okay, and when the volume is maximum, we have to prove the semi-vertical angle is sine inverse of 1/3 to find this. Okay, I'll draw one cone. Okay, we are given with a cone. Let H, R and L be the slant height and radius of the cone. So for the cone, we are taking H as the height of the cone, L slant height, and R is the radius, and R be the radius of the cone. So connecting all these three, what is the formula we know? L square is equal to R square plus H square. This is the formula. Now we want the semi-vertical angle. Suppose O, A, B, C be the vertices of the cone. It is given with the surface area. Surface area of the cone is constant. What is the formula for surface area of a cone? It is pi RL plus pi R square. It is given as constant. We want to find the volume of a cone. What is the formula for volume of a cone? 1/3 pi R square H. Now here, volume depends on two variables, R and H, two unknowns. R and H are two unknowns. So we can't use R and H together. So instead of that, what we do? We should replace it. Okay, we have to replace it. So for replacing it, what we did? You can name this as V1. You square it. When you square it, you will get 1/9 pi R square R raised to 4 into H square. Now what is H square? From here you can write H square is L square minus R square. Otherwise we will get root. To avoid the root only we are squaring it. So we will get 1/9 pi R raised to 4 into H square. H square is L square minus R square. Now look at here. Again we have two variables, L and R. L and R are the two unknowns. We should convert that into a single unknown. For that, you start with the surface area. From here, what is L? L is K minus pi R square by pi R. L is K minus pi R square by pi R. So when we substitute it here, 1/9 pi R raised to 4 into L square. K minus pi R square by pi R, the whole square minus R square. Okay, I think up to this we discussed on that day. Is or no? Huh? Is it
Yes,
so? Is it correct, Rijas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now listen children. Now listen. So this is 1/9 pi R raised to 4. I am going to expand it. So it is of the form A by B the whole square. What is A by B the whole square? A square by B square. So we get K minus pi R square the whole square by pi square R square minus R square. Now I am going to take the common LCM. Yes?
Pi outside should be squared, right?
Yes, pi outside also. When you square it, yes. So 1 by 9 pi square r raised to 4. Here I am taking the common LCM, pi square r square. Here we can expand it using the identity a minus b the whole square. Expand it using the identity a minus b the whole square. When we expand it using the identity k square minus 2k pi r square plus pi square r raised to 4 minus, listen children, when we take the LCM, we will get pi square r raised to 4 when we cross multiply. So now here pi square r raised to 4 will get cancelled. Likewise, here the numerator pi square and 1 pi square will get cancelled. R square will cancel with this and we get, so we get V is equal to 1 by 9 r square into k square minus 2k pi r square. We can open the bracket. When you open the bracket, we get V is equal to 1 by 9 k square r square minus 2k pi r raised to 4. This is our function. Now, volume depends on only one variable r. V depends on r. V depends on r. Now, our aim is to find the first order derivative and second order derivative. So, what is dV by dr? 1 by 9 into k square is constant. When we differentiate r square, we will get 2r minus 2k pi into r raised to 4. If we differentiate, we will get 4r cube. Volume is a function of r. So, we differentiate with respect to r. K is a constant. Surface area is given as constant. So, we get 1 by 9 into k square 2r minus 4 into 2 is 8. 8k pi r cube. This is our first order derivative. Now, find the second order derivative. What is d square v by dr square? 1 by 9 into 2k square minus 24k pi r square minus 24k pi r square. After finding the first order derivative and second order derivative, equate the first order derivative to 0. So, when you equate it to 0, we will get 2k square r minus 8k pi r cube is equal to 0. So, we get 2k square r is equal to 8k pi r cube. 1, 2, if you cancel, it will become 4. Again, 1k will get cancelled, 1r will get cancelled. So, we get k is equal to 4 pi r square. We get the value of k as 4 pi r square. The value of k is 4 pi r square. Now, substitute this in second order derivative. After finding this value of k, substitute this in second order derivative. So, when k is equal to 4 pi r square, what about the second order derivative? D squared v by dr square is equal to 1 by 9 into k square means it will become 16 pi square r square minus 24 into k is again 4 pi r square into pi r square. So, we get 1 by 9 into 16 pi r square. Pi r square means when you square it, pi r raised to 4 minus 24 into 4 means 96 pi square r raised to 4, which is negative. We will get the second order derivative as negative. Look at there. Is it maximum or minimum we need? Is it maximum or minimum? Read the question. Whether it is maxima or minima. It is asked as maximum volume, isn't it? Maximum volume. The condition for maximum volume is second order derivative is negative. Therefore, volume is maximum. Volume is maximum when k is equal to 4 pi r square. Volume is maximum when k is equal to 4 pi r square. But the question is, you want to find the semi-vertical angle is sine inverse of 1 by 3. Up to this you copied, children? Up to this you all copied? Now look at this. Now let us find out what is the relation. Again you move back to the relation. What is the relation connecting L and R? Okay. So now I am substituting the value of k in the surface area. What is the formula we have for surface area? Surface area is equal to surface area pi RL plus pi R square is equal to k. So now we got the value of k as, what is the value of k we got? K is it, yes Achyut?
We have to find L, right?
Yes, we want to find L. That means we want to find, we want to find in terms of L and R. So pi,
L is equal to k minus pi r square by pi r.
L is equal to, yes, you can substitute, yes, in that equation you can substitute, okay. Yes, okay, correct Achyut. In that equation you can substitute. We have one relation. In that relation you can substitute. Or once again in the relation, I thought of substituting in this equation. Okay. So substitute here for k. L is equal to k minus pi r square by pi r. What is the value of k? K now we have calculated. What is the value for k? Is it 2 pi r square? What is the value of k, Punya?
4 pi r square.
4 pi r square. So you can write this as 4 pi r square minus pi r square by pi r. So we get 3 pi r square by pi r. So one pi will get cancelled, one r will get cancelled. So we get L is equal to 3r. L is equal to 3r. Okay. So L is 3r. Now again look at the figure. What is the formula? Okay. Semi-vertical angle is alpha. So from the figure, what is sine alpha? What is the definition of sine? Sine is opposite by hypotenuse, isn't it? Opposite is r by L. But now we calculated it is 3r. So r will get cancelled. So we get sine alpha is 1 by 3. Therefore, what is alpha? Sine inverse of 1 by 3. That alpha is sine inverse of 1 by 3. Hence, we have proved the result. Hence proved. Okay. Okay. So do this question once again and practice it. One more period is there. That time also we'll be doing more word problems based on this. Okay. We'll be discussing few more important questions are there. Okay. Thank you, children.